Hi, I'm Kevin, and welcome to Vantage's Essential English's series of videos. This one is Power Language 1. How often do you use English in business conversations? In a meeting, or in a teleconference, or making a formal presentation to an audience? Often in English presentations, it's not what you say, it's how you say it that counts. In this Essential English video, you'll see how you can get dramatically different effects by placing emphasis on particular words or phrases. You will learn how you can selectively add information so your audience will know what your most important points are. We'll also discuss how you can selectively put focus on key points so your audience will know what your most important points and reasons are. In our Power Language 2 video, we'll continue more in depth. We'll introduce power vocabulary, how verbs and adverbs can add impact to the success that you've already achieved. And we'll show you 5 techniques that a speaker can use that will make a decisive impact to their audience. Vantage's Power Language videos are for a higher level of English student, for an intermediate level or above. But even if you're more of a beginner, some of the techniques you can master now and apply them with success. There's a lot to cover, so let's get started. Emphasizing. Let's look first at how we can add emphasis to key words that are normally unstressed or contracted. Here are some examples. In these examples, let me first read the neutral statement, or the sentence without any stress. Then I'll read it again, adding stress to the sentence so you can see the difference. It's our best chance of success. It is our best chance of success. We're hoping for a better deal. We were hoping for a better deal. We're doing the best we can. We are doing the best we can. We tried to limit the damage. We have tried to limit the damage. We can't go ahead with this. We cannot go ahead with this. I see what you mean. I do see what you mean. They promised completion by June. They did promise completion by June. It isn't cost effective. It's not cost effective. Notice how the auxiliary verbs is, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, and did, and the negatives carry a lot of the emphasis. Intensifying. You can also make your message stronger by intensifying key words in the sentence. Let's look at the examples below to see how this works. Intensifying examples. I'm afraid it just isn't good enough. The entire system needs updating. We really need to rethink our whole recruitment procedure. Paying off such a substantial loan is going to be extremely difficult. We've done much better than expected, even better than we did last year. Now you try it. Choose where to put the words in brackets in the sentence below. Number 1, we're doing well now, but how can we do better? Extremely, even. We're doing extremely well now, but how can we do even better? Number 2, the whole project is underfunded. Whole, badly. The whole project is badly underfunded. Number 3, it's obvious that we made a mistake. Pretty terrible. It's pretty obvious that we made a terrible mistake. In our downloadable Power Language 1 worksheet, there are more examples for you to try. We've already looked at emphasizing and intensifying, but there's more that we can do. We can also add an additional point to make our reasons or points even stronger to our audience. In the examples below, say the sentence with the highlighted words first. Then say the same sentence again, this time including the words in brackets. Can you see a difference? 4 months is optimistic. It seems to me that 4 months is a bit optimistic. Number 2, our prices are more expensive, but the quality justifies the small additional costs. Our prices are relatively more expensive, but I think that the quality justifies the small additional cost. Number 3, our reputation in the industry is good. Actually, our reputation in the industry is extremely good. Number 4, our share price is overvalued, but I don't think it's a significant factor. To some extent, our share price is a little overvalued, but I don't think it's a significant factor. Number 5, every company has suffered from the recent recession, but we have done well to maintain our market share at 10%. Of course, every company has suffered from the recent recession, but on the whole, I feel we have done very well to maintain our market share at 10%. Presenting your points. In a business conversation, it's very helpful to add additional information to make your case stronger. So here are some common expressions to add a point to your business conversation or to emphasize a point to your conversation. Take a look at these 10 expressions and see which column you'd put them into adding a point or to emphasizing a point. Here's a table with 2 columns, adding a point and emphasizing a point. And we put the phrases in under each respective area. Let's take a look at some example sentences to see how this all works. Adding a point examples. Plus, we can launch our new leasing product within 1 year. What's more, our new leasing product will allow us to penetrate new markets. In addition to profitability, we will also be able to diversify our revenue sources. But there is more to it than that. We will also be able to sell our new products to new markets in neighboring countries. Emphasizing a point examples. Above all, our new products will make us the market leader in our key market segments. In particular, new market segments will introduce us to different types of customers. What's especially important is that our new revenue sources are coming from new markets which will protect us in an economic recession. I'd like to emphasize that the development of new products will also mean that the company will have a greater skill set of talent in our employees. The main thing is that we'll be changing and adapting to new market trends, which should help us in the future. Focusing. If you really want to get someone's attention, simple emphasis may not always be enough. There are ways that we're going to show you now how to draw the audience's attention to key points that are important to your argument or to your presentation. Let's take a look at some key examples. Notice how the what is pattern builds up the anticipation of the audience. Here are some examples. We can't expect too much too soon. What we can't do is expect too much too soon. I'd like to approach this question from two different angles. What I'd like to do is approach this question from two different angles. Here's some more examples of focusing. In each of these sentences, the focus is on the issue immediately after the highlighted text. We want higher productivity. What we don't want are higher costs. So the emphasis is on higher productivity. We've increased sales. What we haven't increased is turnover. Here they're emphasizing that sales have increased in spite of the fact that turnover hasn't. We're in a position to improve working conditions. What we aren't in a position to do is to raise salaries. Here they're stating that salaries won't be raised, but we can talk about raising working conditions. We're not trying to change everything. What we are trying to change is this issue. Here they're emphasizing that the issue is the key thing that they wish to change. It doesn't matter how difficult it is. What does matter is how expensive it is. Here the emphasis is on the cost. I'm prepared to discuss the takeover bid. What I'm not prepared to do is to get into an argument about it. Here they're emphasizing that the takeover bid can be discussed, but it has to be done politely. Thanks for joining us in Power Language 1. If you've enjoyed this video, download the worksheet to get more practice so you can really master the techniques that we've talked about. Next up, Power Language 2. There we're going to introduce power vocabulary. We look forward to seeing you then.